What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl, your big sis, Ellie Vintage. We here for another fiery episode of Stage Left, right here for you, and you, in your couch, at your computer. If you're chilling and watching Netflix and you hearing us, you in the right atmosphere tonight. I got my man, my big bro, Robert DeBose, aka Chef du Jour, up in the building. We getting ready to get hungry and gritty with it. Talk about a little grub. Talk about what it means in our atmosphere for black-owned businesses to thrive, and how he's still going and keeping up, and all the other good stuff he's doing. Let's talk about it, right?
How you good? How you doing, good people? This is my girl right here. We go back, and it's funny because we go back on the music side. We go way back.
Keeping it clean, keeping it. Gotta get on the mic every now and again. You can't suffice that spot. The stage and the mic, that's our home. We don't neglect that right there. We go back at some point. So before we get into the convo, let's get some business out. I need you to hop on over to IG. Click like, follow, and share at 609 Stage Left and Top Class Radio. And go on over to Facebook, do the same. Click like, follow, share at 609 Stage Left and Top Class Radio, the world's flyest. When I say sexy swag, swanky. Flyest radio station. If you're on 95.87, if you're on the ship going across seas to the Turks and Caicos, you can take us with you.
I just came back from Turks and Caicos.
See, listen, we worldwide. We don't mess around.
Back from there. Oh man,
Wow, how was
I had
that?
a ball. I had a ball.
It was beautiful.
And I tasted the local rum and got tore up.
Save me some.
Yo, it was nice though. That's a beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful people.
That's what's up. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah,
it's
definitely gotta go.
Gotta go.
I love the islands, the island life. Shout out to my godmom. Where are you? Auntie Lin, what's up? Shout out to my godmom. She's Bahamian. She's a Portier.
Oh, okay.
And so, the Grand Bahamas they all up in us. You know what I mean? We got the love. And for all of you out there who's traveling, make sure you tune in. You could download us to the phone. Your devices, handheld devices, whatever you got to do, download Top Class Radio, and you can hear us. We got some new followers, though. Shout out to all you new followers who've been hearing LEL chop it up and talk about Stage Left. It was like, I need to know where it is. So shout out to you. Bring your family, your friends, bring them all. Tell them we here. We ain't going nowhere, right? And if you're feeling froggy tonight, I'm always going to throw out the number, but I know y'all scared. Come on and call the station, 609-418-9816, 609-418-9816. If you need a comment, question, whatever you want to say, come on and call in, because we want you to know that we're here for you too. It's a live line. We came to give you a little shoulder time. You need to cry, you need a hug it out, think about your mama, call us. Anyway, Chef Rob, what it do?
What's going on?
How you been?
I've been doing good. Been busy. It's been real busy out here. People like to eat, and people will pay for good food.
Listen.
Fortunately, I've been very fortunate in that aspect. I've been real busy business wise.
Listen, we want y'all to know we came prepared to talk about black-owned business, the entrepreneurship, the hard times, the good times, the hungry times, the sacrificing times. Don't forget about that. And the investment. What's up, man? I know you. A lot of times we don't see, as far as those of us who are pushing out an entrepreneur, we got our own businesses, but we literally work out of our homes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. They don't see the stronghold in the investment, the time, the patience. Because listen, being a chef, much less a personal chef and caterer, that's a lot of time. It's a lot of efficacy. So when you know that this business is overwhelming, what do you do to relax?
Two things I do to relax. My two loves is I play my drums and I smoke my cigars.
Hey.
Listen,
somebody chop off a robust one.
Let me tell you, I'll go get my Cohibas or my Ashtons. And listen, I go to a really nice cigar lounge, and usually I cook 5 to 6 nights a week, sometimes 7 nights a week. And when I'm done cooking, I'll go straight to the cigar lounge,
Yeah.
light one up, and just lay back
Wow.
and relax.
Used to be this
You know.
spot in Millville that I used to go to.
Yeah, the one that you got at Summers Point.
Oh.
The one at Summers Point is really
Don't
nice.
tell me that.
So that's my thing now.
That's what's up,
I
man.
I love music. Drums are my happy place. Usually after I cook, I got rehearsals
Yeah.
and I go.
The baddest percussionist in this
I'll
area.
I'll go play, my garage. But now cigars are like
Yeah.
that's my happy place.
That's my
right
lean
now.
back.
That's-
Okay. Where you at? I'm
that's my
leaning
happy
back, mind your
place.
business.
Cigars are my happy place. So
That's what's up, man.
so that's what I like to do. That's what I do on my downtime.
Right,
That's what I
right.
do.
Okay.
All my kids are grown, so
Oh,
I'm
Woo.
so so I
Grown
they
babies.
they doing their own thing, so they don't want to be bothered with me. So cigars are like my thing right now.
okay. And you deserve a little kickback. Go home, y'all, and kick back and unwind, okay? Let the kids, they grown.
They grown,
okay? Let them
exactly.
handle their business.
Exactly.
You go unwind, okay?
All they need me for is money.
And that's I be like, I don't have no money. Yes, you
That's
do.
all they need me for
You
is
think
money.
you could cash at me $20?
Yeah. Oh, Cash App. Oh,
Man,
my God.
throw Cash App in the trash, y'all.
Yeah, no, for
Because these
real.
kids are using it as weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Bribing us. No, that's what's up, man. And you said you was actually in between, catering, different jobs that you're back on the drums. You're playing.
Yeah, I just like I was saying, right after COVID, COVID took such a huge hit out of the music business in this area, especially. I mean, all around. A lot of musician friends that I had who made a living off of music,
Yeah.
they really took a hit. It's starting to come back slowly but surely, but COVID for me, business-wise, the catering and personal chef side of it was a blessing and a curse, because it was a blessing because once COVID was over, and even before COVID was over, people wanted to get out of the house so bad, and they were
You was cooped up.
exactly throwing and everybody had that government money.
Sam?
Everybody had that money. Everybody had that.
Thank you,
that
Sams.
had that unemployment money,
Yeah,
that
they was living
PPP
fast.
money.
Listen.
So it was a boom time for anybody with any type of business, and I kind of got so busy with the catering and personal chef, even though my music I never stopped playing, I never stopped practicing, but I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to, as much as I did before COVID.
Right.
As much as I did before COVID. So I'm slowly but surely getting back on playing with different bands and different groups. I just put a new group together, and we're working on set lists. We got some gigs coming up, so
Word.
I'm getting back into it. Now I have a really good partner, sous chef.
Okay.
So now I don't have to go to every gig, every catering gig.
No doubt.
I can have him handle it,
Yeah.
and I can go play drums.
Okay.
So that right there
Yeah.
is a blessing.
You
for
gotta
me.
have you have to have trusted team members.
Oh yeah. I got a really good
Yeah.
guy. His name is Kadeem. He works with me, young guy.
Okay.
I got a really
Shout
good,
out to Kadeem.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude. Young lion, young hungry young chef, man.
That's what's
So
up.
I got a good servers, good staff. So now I'm in a position where I can just go check in on stuff
No doubt. No
and
doubt.
be out.
I like the fact that you give yourself an opportunity to have those moments. Like people don't realize, and I've been wow, man, I've been chefing it up since I was about 8, 9. My family's had catering business.
And so you
Man.
know the grind.
Listen, it's
You know-
sometimes it's grueling, 16, 20 hours a
Yo,
day.
listen.
And you on your toes, and you never.
Listen.
People don't realize you don't get the rest that you
No.
need because you're focusing on
No.
the menu change.
And then
product.
I tell people always talk about they want their own business, but I'm gonna say this, and I say this all the time: a business and a side hustle is two different things.
Two different things.
Two different things.
Come on now.
Now, if you want to do a side hustle, if you want to make your platters on the weekends, and you work during the week, you want to do your
Absolutely.
platters on the weekends. That's your side. You
That's-
want to make an extra $400,000 or $500,000 on the weekends. That's your side hustle. The business is when this is, excuse me, all you do.
Yeah.
And
For real.
fortunately, this is all I've done for the last 16 years.
Yeah. Come on.
I have not worked a regular job. And when it's that type of business, it never turns off.
Nah.
Because once you do one
Gotta
job,
stay turned on. Yeah.
the next, you already thinking about the next job.
For real.
I go to bed thinking about menus. I go to bed thinking about contracts. I wake up thinking about clients and
Yeah.
dates and so it's when this is the source that pays your bills.
Yes, absolutely.
Not like I said, not your side hustle. When this is all you do that pays your bills, you take it serious.
Absolutely.
You take it serious. You put the time, you put the money, you put the effort, you invest back into the business, because you can't grow until you invest back into your business.
Wow. Whoa.
And-
Pause right there. You cannot grow until you invest. There's our intention today. Be intentional about your investment.
Investments.
You cannot grow until you
Invest back in your
put
business.
your investments back into your business. Man, Chef Rob up here shooting out those nuggets.
Let me tell you,
Write
I
it
remember-
down.
You know what happened with me was the very first really big catering job I got, and I had a friend of mine. His mother passed unexpectedly, Caucasian friend of mine, and he called me up. He's like, I want you to do the repast, and I got to the house. The house was beautiful, mansion. I'm walking in the house. I got wire racks and
Yeah,
stuff like
wow.
that, and the equipment that I had compared to the way the house looked, the setup I had, it kind of like made me go out and then really
invest in those things.
And now I got
wow.
tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
That's important.
High-end sterling silver,
Yes.
high-end chafing dishes. I mean, I got so much equipment. Sometimes I got a garage and 2 sheds full of equipment. But whatever your business is, you have to. It's not enough just to make money and pocket it. You got to turn and flip that, because when you flip that money back in your business, it makes more money for
Absolutely.
you. It makes more. It's the hands down. You cannot.
I concur.
You cannot, because as your business grows, as you get bigger clients and more affluent clients, whatever your business is, they're looking at what you're working with.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you something. You would be surprised how many people don't know about the business, but they know they want the quality.
Exactly.
And then those people that know about the business and expect good quality.
Exactly.
So you can't half step. You half step with your business, then guess what? Your money gonna be half step.
Oh, no,
and
no.
slighted. You
No.
might not even get the kind of money you
No,
expected.
what happens is if you half step, you'll get the type of clientele that will constantly haggle with you about what they want to pay you.
Yeah. Oh,
You're not gonna get the clientele that you're gonna say, listen, this is what it costs,
I've seen it
and they
all,
go and
man.
they gonna pay it.
yeah.
You'll get the people like, oh, can you hook? You get the can you hook a brother up people.
Right.
And listen, I do business like that too, but that's not my. I learned a long time ago. You're not gonna make the money you want and the money you need dealing with clients like that. So in order to get that higher level of clientele, you got to turn around and you have to invest back in your business.
That's chunky. That's chunky. I hope y'all listening. Write it down. Grab your notebook and your pen. I told y'all, you don't want to miss the show because you might miss something important. But you can go back and rewind it a little later. I'm going to tell you the secret. Just go to the page. Click like, follow, share. And you can go back and rewind if you missed a nugget or two. Listen, Chef Rob spitting nuggets. You must invest. Turn over your finances into your business, back into your business, so that your business can make the money for you. You don't do it, and people knows when they get messed.
Oh, yeah.
They pay attention.
Oh,
All
no,
eyes on
listen.
you.
They pay attention.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to cook all over the country. I've done work from Martha's Vineyard to Texas
Let's
to
go.
you name it. I've been all over the Midwest
To
cooking,
Vermont.
all,
Shout out to Freedom City.
all-
Ski trips.
and so when you come into these environments, you can't half step. Not even with just your your equipment,
Right.
your knowledge, and your repertoire as far as a chef. I listen. I don't knock anybody who wants to do what they do, but as a chef,
Yeah.
you have to be versatile.
Absolutely.
You have to be versatile, because if you want to pigeonhole yourself into one category, that's fine. That's fine. But if you want to branch out, and do the travel, I've cooked on yachts, cooking on yachts and stuff like that. You have to present yourself and present your product in a certain way. And also, what I learned as a chef, you got to study. You have to
go up there talking about you want some curly parsley and you got flat parsley.
You have to study.
I'm garnishing.
You have to study.
That's true.
I'm constantly in my books. I'm constantly on the internet. When if I don't know something, I will. What we call in the food business, we'll do a test kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will cook it and work it out until it's done right.
That's when you have a passionate chef and one that's growing skills. I find that nowadays, and I'm a big food critic, and they tell me, yo, you got, because I went to culinary school.
Yeah, exactly.
But outside of culinary school, I had a mother and a grandmother that taught what cooking should be like, look like, taste like.
And it's funny because I had a father. My mother wasn't, God rest her soul, she wasn't a really good cook. My dad was the cook of the family. I mean, he was, as a, growing up in a black household, we ate the soul food, but my dad was doing stuff like quiche and chicken cacciatore, stuff that we
sound like my mom.
Stuff like that.
Like, Mom, we eat like white people.
You wasn't getting in a typical black household.
That's what Mikey and them eat on the commercials,
Mom. What is this egg pie you cooking? He's like, shut up, it's quiche. I'm like,
I hope my mom ain't watching this, man. Because we used to say stuff like that. Like, Mom, this is not what they cooking. My friends is having fried fish. But we got the fried fish.
But what it did, it gave me a passion. Now, listen. I love soul food. And I can cook soul food just as good as anybody out there. But I realized a long time ago that I needed to broaden my horizons.
Yes,
I needed to broaden. And I'm not knocking nobody who does that, but I had to broaden my horizons because I wanted to get, when you broaden your horizons, you develop more than one revenue stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now you're getting the person,
absolutely.
You're getting the people that's gonna pay, $10,000 for a party. Yeah, you get those type of people.
Rent out the whole club, all 4 levels.
Exactly. Yeah. You get the type of people that'll pay $2,000 for a dinner, a private dinner. So that's, whatever you do, whatever your business is, study and take it, studying, you can never go wrong. You can never, ever go wrong. You always have to study and stay current in your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta stay current.
I think one of the things, and this is crazy because I've always loved cultured cuisines, and I think one of the things that stunts most of our people is that they stick to what the core, my grandma recipe, this and that. But as you say, you gotta broaden your horizons. You gotta open your palate. You gotta be able to taste certain things. Know what a hollandaise sauce is supposed to taste like. Know what oysters on the half shell should taste. Even if you don't eat the whole oyster. Oysters rock. We don't go above and beyond to create those dishes authentically.
And it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong. People talk about, oh, you eat like a white. No, people have to understand. One of the most cultured, I would say, 2 of the most cultured cuisines in the world, Italian and French.
Oh yeah.
If you really look at French food, and anybody who has gone to culinary school, French food was considered junk food. You look at stuff like short ribs, and you look at certain cuts of meat, and that was all junk. That was stuff that was thrown away, but they took it and they made it sophisticated.
Yeah.
Now you sit and you pay dozens of dollars for a meal for maybe a slice of meat that don't really cost anything.
No.
But you have a certain technique. You learn how to cook it. You know how to make it tender.
Yeah. That's the difference.
And cuisines like that, like Italian cuisine, a lot of it was developed from the countryside,
Yeah.
and it was considered junk. But once it got into certain hands, they sophisticated it,
Yeah.
and you know,
And they were more family style
exactly.
entrees and stuff. You know, like I go to Carmine sometimes. My mom loves Carmine.
I hate Carmine's.
I'd be like, "Mom," but when they serve large amounts of meal as if it
Exactly.
was sitting family style.
Exactly.
And so, like, you know, we don't learn those techniques and take those methods with us where we go, and that is important. That is a very important aspect of the business. That'll grow your business.
Oh, it'll definitely grow your
People
business.
know you. Okay, wait, what you know about that? Prime rib encrusted it. You know what you know?
Exactly. You
I know enough to make sure that you get what you want.
You know. I cook. I have 3 clients. I cook 5 nights a week for, and so I have to constantly keep stuff
Yeah,
fresh. So
absolutely.
I had to really learn how to do certain things. I really had to study
Yeah.
because I'm cooking for high-end clients, doctors, lawyers, and they when they pay, they want their money's worth.
Absolutely.
They want their money's worth.
Absolutely.
So I really had to really like sit down and I mean, I already had I had a really good repertoire, but I really had to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm striving every day
I know that's
to,
right.
to make it even more.
Yeah.
that,
yeah.
'cause
it's always
you know,
something to learn.
Because this is the type of stuff, you see pictures,
Yeah. Yeah.
type of
Absolutely.
stuff, type of stuff we do,
Yeah, I've noticed, and that's something that I really like. And this is the first part of catering or running a hot kitchen where you actually have to have dupes. You learn the setup in the process. You learn how to set up, along the line. You work the line. You know how to plate so that your plates are pointed 12, 6, 12, 3, 6, and 9. When you know how to garnish, you know how to put what goes up at the top, what goes. So a lot of days I look at restaurants now,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of these restaurants just throw a plate.
Every
together.
time I go in a
just throw a
restaurant, I
platter
sit there and I look at because people eat with their eyes
Yes,
first.
yes, we
People
do.
eat with their eyes.
We do.
So when I do private dinners, we do a lot of private dinners. So
Mm-hmm.
when we sit there, we plate. You got a good plate when the first thing people do is take out their phones
Yeah.
and take
a
pictures.
pic.
'Cause I get it
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Yeah.
They click, all we hear is phones, so that, and coming out of the catering business, when I started doing personal chef, my plating really suffered.
Yeah.
Because when you're catering, you're just putting together massive amounts of food, you're panning it up, you make those some, garnish in the pan and make it look nice. But when you're plating, like you said, you got to learn your height and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You got to learn how to spread sauces on a plate.
Yeah,
There's different techniques you use to how to spread sauces. There's different techniques to keep sauces from going on different foods. So I really had to go back to school and learn how to plate.
Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with going back to school.
Nah, man,
I went back to
what?
school to learn how to make homemade pasta.
Listen.
That's one thing I wanted in my repertoire, was learn how to make homemade
Yes.
pasta. And I went
That's a whole
back to school and I learned how to do it.
stuffing sausage, making pastas, stuffing raviolis.
Yeah, I that's one thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I said I took the time, I paid for the course, and I went back to school
That's what's
and I
up,
learned
man.
how to do it.
That's a good thing, man. Culinary is out there in this world. Everywhere you go, people want to
People
eat.
love
Yes.
to eat.
Yes.
And anybody's out there cooking, if you take your time and you really concentrate on fresh ingredients,
Yeah.
and I tell people all the time,
Wow.
everything is about the flavor profile.
Oh, come on, man.
Building a
Come
flavor
on, man.
profile is when you build layers of
Yes.
flavor. Certain things that when I first really started getting into cooking, I used to look, okay, how does that go together? How do these two herbs go together? But when you put them together,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, no
And that's
doubt,
how you
no doubt.
build your flavor profile. When you know, listen, anybody who's out there cooking, really sit down
Yeah.
and study your craft, because if you do, it's gonna make you money.
I think that's fine word. In the words of Brother John Howard,
What do you say? The Lord is kind.
for the Lord is
The
kind.
Lord is kind.
I got you, Brother Howard. Reverend Pastor Howard. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. That is sound word. Like you must know your craft.
Got to.
You can't go out there pump faking and fronting,
Can't.
because you'll get picked out and they'll be like, look, you gave me this and it tastes like a bag of bricks.
Yeah, you.
What
will.
is this?
People who got refined palates
Yeah.
will.
They throw the
They
plate at you
will.
like
They will let you know.
Suge Avery. Ha!
They will let you know. Yeah, they definitely will let you know.
That's what's up. What's your favorite dish? What's your favorite dish?
You know what? Lately, I've been working with a lot of steak. Like tonight for my clients, I did steak all parvert. It's just a French version. It just means French cooking with cracked pepper.
Okay.
That's just the French version
Okay.
of it. So it's a cream sauce with cognac, cracked pepper, Dijon mustard.
Okay.
And shallots and stuff like that. And you just take a nice cut of meat. You cook it. Medium rare. And for everybody who does steak, please, medium rare is how you. it's how you cook
School
it. Anything past medium rare, you killed it. It's dead, but you killed it again.
It ain't moving no more.
I did a dinner party. I did a dinner party up in the Poconos a couple of months ago. So we did filet mignon, but we did it Oscar style.
Oh, wow.
And Oscar is with the cream sauce, the lump crab meat on top of the steak.
Wow.
And I
bet that
really,
was good.
it was good. But I really got into it with one of the guests because it was filet mignon. The filet mignon is a very delicate meat, so it doesn't take a lot for it to cook. And
What do you
we, very petite. And when I do, and for people, I always do the thermometer check and everything. The internal temperature of 140 degrees. Make sure it's done right. But some people,
It's part of the job too, chefs.
yes,
Know your HACCP, okay?
yeah, you have to.
Know your critical control
You have
points,
to,
because
you
we
have
ain't
to,
trying to kill
Let me
nobody.
tell you something. I've been fortunate cooking for 16 years, and I've never made a person sick.
Hey,
Knock
see?
on-
That's
on
skilled. Got to
But-
be
but-
knowledge.
But you have to. You have to know. You have to know your food handling. You have to know how to handle food. You have to know your cross contamination. You have to know. What temperature to cook certain things at. You got to know when when your danger zone is at.
Yeah.
When stuff is sitting too long or getting too hot. So you got to know all that. That's cooking is just not it. You got to know how to time stuff, and it's a lot to
Most
cook.
definitely.
It's especially in catering. That's the one thing that took me the hardest to learn was timing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you can't cook certain things too soon.
Nope.
Certain things can't sit. Certain things you need fresh. And it took me a good couple of years to really learn timing. It really did. It took me a lot, and
And every atmosphere ain't conducive for every event. Like
no, not at all.
You want this, but you outside in the heat, in the 90-degree heat. You're killing me.
I had an experience last year. I did a party in Ocean City, and I had multiple events that day. So my sous chef took care of this party, and the client called me after the event, and she was upset. She was like, your sous chef set up late, and da 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 da. So I said, listen. I said he called me. It was a very nice house in Ocean City. It was right on the water, but where it was at, the sun was right directly over top. So we had a whole bunch of dairy-based cheeses and different hors d'oeuvres with dairy. So I told her, I said, listen, I was like, my sous chef called me. The time that you wanted me to set up, all of that food would have sat in the sun, mayonnaise based hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. I said that was his professional call and my professional call not to put that out until the guests were there.
You can't.
And I said, now if I would have done that, and I said your guests would have ate that food, I said 9 times out of 10, you'd have been getting sued, or I'd have been getting sued for food poisoning. I said because the food would have sat in the sun, way too long, and she kind of shut her mouth up after that. And I had to let her know, like, even as a caterer, you have to make certain calls, even in spite of what the guests, with the person who's paying you want, because what happens is a lot of people don't know how to handle food. They'll tell you to do certain things, and if you do it and people get sick, they're not gonna look at you. They're not gonna look at the person who told you to do it. They're gonna look at the caterer. They're gonna look at the caterer. So a lot of times I've had to go back and forth with customers about how to do certain things when it comes down to handling food. But at the end of the day, I was right, and they came back like, you know what, you were right. You made the right call. Because sometimes if you do it the way they want it done, you run the risk of making a lot of people sick. So you have to be really, really careful.
What's the most critical part about being a personal chef, a caterer?
What do you mean by critical?
Like the part that weighs on you the most. When is it the finances, going out to shop for the food, getting the product in? Is it the setup? Is it time?
I mean, to me, after COVID, I really started getting into personal chef. I started getting into personal chef before COVID. I had 2 clients that were doctors, but after COVID, what COVID shut down a lot of my business. I was doing a lot of work for pharmaceutical reps. I was doing tons of work for pharmaceutical reps, doing lunches for doctors' offices, and that was about 85% of my business.
Wow.
That shut down. It's still not even back, because a lot of reps aren't going out. And now I like the personal chef aspect of it. One, because I can get in and out of a house within an hour. I'm in and out, cook, I'm out the door. I mean, the most critical part for me is coming up with new ideas. Like that's the one battle you have, is constantly keeping stuff fresh and ideas. What I mean by fresh, keeping ideas fresh.
Right.
That's a constant battle. That is that's the most critical part. Not getting bored. So to me that's the most critical part, doing private. I mean, catering, you pretty much cooking what the client wants. This is the menu, this is what we want, whether it's soul food or Italian or whatever. But when you're doing personal chef, that's exactly what it is. It's personal.
Wow.
So you really have to give the people an experience. You have to give them an experience, and that's hard to do 5 nights a week. That's hard to do 5 nights a week. Believe me. Anybody want to go on a personal or private chef, that's a whole nother ball game. Now, and a lot of people don't know what the difference between a personal and private chef is. Personal chef, a private chef is a chef that has been basically hired by a client, and that is that you are at that client's beck and call.
Right.
So usually private chefs live with their clients. If a client has that type of money to hire you, 9 times out of 10, they live with you, or they spend the bulk of their time. You are their only client. That's the difference between a personal and private chef.
So for all of you aspiring personal or private chefs, you heard it. You got the scoop. Don't come back to us and tell us that you ain't hear nothing and you ain't. Can you rewind that? Don't come and tell you you're wrong. You're so wrong. Chef, we appreciate you. Thank you, first of all, for accepting our invitation. Thank you for coming on and spitting these nuggets and letting people know like this is the real true of the story, and this is how it goes down. I do want to know how you got started cooking.
Well, I went to cooking school right after high school. I did 2 years of culinary school, and I was like, I ain't really feeling this. So I went back to school and I got into finance. I was working in casinos 15 years, doing finance, bookkeeping, and so the last job I had, I was working for a real estate management company. I was a staff accountant, and I got fired, and I was like, wow. And I'm home cooking my kids gourmet meals. You know, they were like 3 and 4 years old because I'm sitting home
Tearing it
cooking.
down.
I had nothing else to do, so I started cooking for pharmaceutical reps. You know, started cooking for pharmaceutical reps, and it just blossomed. It just blossomed from there. And it's funny because one door closed, and God opened up a whole nother door, and that's been 16
Won't he
years.
do it?
Yep, won't he do it? That's been 16 years, and I haven't done anything, you know, any other job since then.
Yeah.
And believe me, it's been hard. You know, as a business, you go through your ebbs and flows. You go through your seasons of drought. But the key to it is, and I know this sounds cliched, but you can't give up. You can't, because
I feel you on that.
if you believe in what you're doing,
Oh yeah.
and when you have bad moments, what it did for me, it made me work 10 times harder.
Come on now.
And you can never ever get complacent.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, you know, when things is flowing good, I don't know, I can slack off. The second you slack off, somebody notices it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody notices it.
Oh, that's not their caliber. What
Cannot.
happened here?
Whenever, so my philosophy became, when I started catering, every job was a potential another job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you come in, when I would walk in, I set up and I cater and I would cook. The service and the food had to be that good that somebody who's there like, oh man, who is this guy?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
9 times out of 10, it happened like
lasting
that.
impression.
Exactly.
First impression.
So you only have one chance to make a first impression. So especially with food, you gotta put your best foot forward. Because if people don't like it,
Yeah, no doubt.
you know, it's funny because I tell people this all the time. The difference when I cater for white people, they don't like it, they'll eat it.
Yeah.
They'll be nice to you. They'll pay you, but they'll tear your name up. You'll never get another job around them. Black people, they will tell you to your face. They yo,
Yo, y'all rough, man. Y'all worse than Philly things.
white people will sit there. They will suffer through it. They will eat it. They
Cut real slow.
They'll even give you a tip. They'll even tip you. They will even tip you at the end of the night.
Yo, y'all gotta
But
change.
they will not. They will say, don't use
Change
this. Don't use
into the
this guy.
atmosphere.
But us,
Yeah.
we come
we
straight. We come straight for the throat.
We ain't eating this.
Nah.
Throw that plate in the trash.
Nah,
Come-
we
you see
come-
that chicken?
We come straight for the throat, bro. We do not. We do not play.
Shame on us, yo.
I love our people,
We horrible.
but we don't play, bro.
This chicken is hard.
And if black people say they like your food, they like your food.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because they ain't trying to be nice to you. They ain't trying to be nice. They not. Simple as that.
Thank you, Harry and the Hendersons, for just accepting who we are. We appreciate you. You know, Bigfoot and y'all. Thank y'all for just sitting there cutting the steak nice and neat.
Yep, they'll sit there like, they'll sit there. This is nice. This is this.
Put a little Worcestershire
And
on it.
they'll tear you up. You won't get no more
That's
business.
crazy.
But us,
Cookout. That ain't wrong.
we
I mean, that ain't right.
We coming right to the buffet table. Who made this?
Yeah.
That's the first thing
Y'all
they'll
should
say.
just throw this all in the trash. Yo, y'all wrong, and I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Oh yeah, listen. I've dealt with it many times. I'm like,
Don't let it be at the touch. If it's at the touch, you come across the pulpit. You don't even know. Hey, listen, y'all heard it here. My big brother, Chef Robert DeBose. in a building. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. You better get his info. I'm going to give him some time to tell you where to follow him at and how to book him because you know you need a chef. Stop getting them people off the corner.
Nah.
They nasty. They ain't washing their hands.
And see, one thing, we are insured.
Yeah, see?
I have my food handler's management license.
Say that again.
My food. So you listen.
Listen.
All you guys out there cooking,
Huh?
because let me tell you something. Once you start getting bigger clientele, you're doing certain events.
Absolutely.
Certain places won't even let you in there unless you got insurance.
You ain't got that paper.
They won't even let you in there.
Nope.
So you might miss out on a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 wedding, $10,000 wedding because the venue wants you to have insurance.
It's called being legit.
Exactly.
Be about your business.
You know, I have a really big client I work for during the summer, Terramana. It's a company, you know, everybody knows Terramana. That's the Rocks Tequila company. So we do a lot of, I've been fortunate to travel around the country doing events for that particular tequila brand.
Okay.
So we deal with every state we go into, we have to have a certain type of criteria to cook in that state.
Wow.
So we have to have our food handler's license, we have to have our insurance, we have to have our LLCs, we have to have our paperwork together. And if I didn't have my paperwork together, we would miss out on thousands of dollars worth of business.
That's another part of that investment.
That's a whole nother, sometimes they'll ask me for my business license. They'll ask me for my EIN number. You know, when I'm dealing with corporations, I just did a graduation party at King College. The first thing they wanted, EIN number. Because you filling out 1090s, and you know, so you have to have that.
Want your money, right?
Exactly. So you know, once you start getting bigger and bigger, you'll start dealing with clients where they're not going to pay you at the end of the day. No. You got to sit there and get your paperwork together, and once you get your paperwork together, then we'll pay you. Because their stuff has to be legit. Yep. That means your stuff has to be legit.
And I'm going to tell you something. That's the one thing that hurts people the most. They not legit. They not ready. They not prepared. Don't have profile, portfolio, business, license, none of that.
You have to have all of that.
Yeah.
You have to have all of that.
I'm just glad you told the food handlers, management, certificates, those things are important.
Very
Serve safe, they're important.
Very important.
I'm Serve Safe certified.
Exactly. You have to have that. Because
Yeah.
people will ask you that. I have many clients have asked me, do you have your service? And I get it, and I'll email it to them.
Yeah.
Or I'll you have to have that. Because people want to know, people take you serious when you get stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, people take you serious. For the ones who are doing it and hustling, do it right. Because you're not going to get the type of clients you really want.
Wow.
And you're not going to make the type of money you really want until you get your paperwork together. I'm talking business license. I'm talking EIN number, LLC, or if you're going to do incorporation.
Yeah. As brothers teaching me, my big brother, we just news is coming. Trademark and service mark. You know what I mean? It's important.
Something I had to learn. I was working with another chef, and I had to sign a non-compete clause.
Wow.
Because he could take my dishes and take them somewhere else.
Yep. And put his name all over it.
And exactly. Or he can, steal my clients. So I had, I learned that. I had when working with different chefs, we signed non-compete clauses. So they wouldn't take my ideas and take my clients and, So this is the type of stuff you need to do when you're in business.
That's serious. Man, y'all get all that? How can they get in contact with your chef?
Well, you can reach me. I have my Instagram is all lowercase, Barrington Gourmet Catering, BARRINGTON Gourmet Catering, or you can hit me up, or you can go on my Google business page, Barrington Gourmet Catering and Personal Chef Services. We have all 5-star reviews. We have I got tons of pictures up there. You can see the type of work I do. We got testimonials on there. to do this type of work, you gotta love it because
Absolutely.
it's a brutal business.
Grueling.
It's a brutal business. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mental. So you have to love it to do it. You really have to love it. So all you would-be chefs, cats on the weekend doing platters and stuff like that, whatever you doing, man, you got to take this thing serious.
Real talk.
Because, you know, I'm not even where I want to be yet. And I've been in some wonderful situations,
Wow.
you know, but I'm still not where I want to be. And every day I strive to get there.
Wow.
Every day.
You're going to be seeing, y'all better stop tripping. You're going to be seeing Chef Rob on one of them food magazines going across the All Party France
Yep.
in Italy. You know what I mean? Don't trip. Make sure you come out and support this good brother. Don't be fake and bake, and don't be trying to shice the man his money because he works for it, and he's great at what he does.
And I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. I tell people, you offer crackhead prices, you're going to get crackhead service.
Pop.
Simple as that.
Real talk.
If you dumb or you don't want to pay what a job is worth, you're going to get what you pay for. And don't complain at the end of the night when it's not what you want because you didn't pay for what you wanted.
Right.
So, and I tell people all the time, this is what it's going to cost for me to make your event nice. If you want it nice, this is what it's going to cost.
That's it. Period.
That bottom line. And do not be afraid to charge what the job is worth.
Yes.
You ain't got to
It's
kill.
worth.
You ain't got to kill people, because all money's not good money. If you got to stress over a job and you got to come out your pocket to pay for stuff, and let me tell you something. I'm fortunate to tell people I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm good, because after a while, it becomes more stress than it's worth.
That's the truth, man.
It becomes more stress than it's worth. If I'm sitting there gotta rob Peter to pay Paul to do your job because you didn't want to offer me enough to make the job doable, I'm be like, listen, you'll be surprised if people have called me and wanted this and wanted that and this and that and what they was offering. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm good.
No doubt.
And so now you get the reputation that you're too expensive. Sometimes that's a good reputation.
Listen, I'll take the I'm too expensive
Exactly.
because the next client after you might be that dropper.
Because, and listen, don't get me wrong. I work with people. I work with people all the time.
Yeah,
But don't try to hustle me.
that's it.
Don't try to hustle me. I will work with people. This is what you got. I'll work within. I tell people all the time, whatever your budget is, we'll work within your budget. We'll come up with a nice menu to fit your budget. But don't try to hustle me.
No doubt.
Don't try to hustle me.
Listen, y'all stop hustling our people, right? This man deserves his flowers. He been putting in work for a long time, over 16 years.
Yeah.
And you don't just get where you are overnight. And so
No, not at all.
you
Not
better
at all.
know it and believe that his work speaks for itself. I've been seeing this brother cooking for years.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you something. I ate quite a bit of those meals. I was a little chunkier than too. Maybe that's why I'm dropping this weight. I need some food. But we humbly appreciate Chef Rob for servicing. Number one, servicing his community.
Yeah.
You see his face in his community. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh no, I'll go up over the road and do this." This brother, he chefs it up for the churches. It
Yeah.
don't matter what client and what business, he will go to them and
And
he does what he
one
does.
thing, my motto is, I treat all clients the same, whether they
Yeah.
pay me $10,000 or $100.
Yeah, come on,
Everybody gets the same treatment.
Come on now.
You never differentiate because a person's not paying you what you
Yeah.
always treat everybody the same, always.
It's business.
And then and not just that, you'll be blessed. You'll be
Yeah.
blessed.
Wow.
You'll be blessed.
Stop cutting your blessings, folks. Bite people head off for a little business. Yo, thanks, Chef Rob. We appreciate
You're welcome.
you, man.
This was really, really enjoyable.
Yeah,
really
you're welcome
enjoyable.
back anytime. You've been blessed. We walked into the atmosphere. We're blessed because of you, man, your presence. Thank you to the baddest audience out there, John. Y'all rocking with us Keep rocking with us. We're appreciative of you for flowing with us and spreading the word, letting people know what Top Class Radio is.
Yes.
And Stage Left. You heard it once, you heard it twice, you heard it right here. Stage Left with your girl, your big sis, L Vintage on Top Class Radio with my guy, Chef Rob DeBose. Y'all look him up. Barrington
Gourmet Catering.
Gourmet Catering.
Don't look up Robert DeBose because there's another chef out there named Robert DeBose. And I've almost lost a couple of jobs behind that guy. So
Listen.
look up Barrington Gourmet Catering,
Yes.
not Robert DeBose, because it's my pages. Nothing's under my name.
Word.
It's under the business name, Barrington Gourmet Catering.
Yes.
And Barrington is my middle name, so that's where I got that from.
I bet you that other chef, his name ain't Barrington. We got a Barrington in the building. You know, Barrington Bear was my favorite back in the day. And y'all know nothing about that. I'm telling my age, Pop. We out here. I see y'all. Peace.
All right, be blessed.